Okay, so I'm in the driver's wheel well of my 2007 Tundra. I'm dealing with the AIP, or air induction pump failure, on this thing. And so I'm trying this bypass kit. This is the one I bought. It's for the 5.7 liter. Comes with the wiring harness and the block-off plates. And so far, I've got the wheel off, and this flap was up like this. Popped a couple body clips so you can kind of see up there. And right there's where we're going, where those two studs are. It had two 10mm nuts on it. They broke pretty easily, weren't too rusty. I even hit them with some liquid wrench prior. But the problem is trying to get a gap. You're trying to get the gap between these two flanges to slide the block-off plate in there. I'm having a hell of a time because it's basically this metal line going this way and then a metal line going back that way, up off of it. So there's really no flex, nothing wants to just sag or anything like that. It's gonna be hard to kind of show this, but I'm gonna try it here. So I have a crowbar. And when you're looking at it from this angle, I went between these two, up over that, and you'll see there's like a little pocket kind of right up in there, by the kind of the corner of the block. And I can actually get this up here and pry against itself, and that actually gave me a little bit of space. I can't really do it just with one hand, as I'm going to try to pry and slide it in at the same time, but we'll see what happens. We'll see if this works. So it actually worked. I was able to get enough separation to get that block-off plate in there. Again, whoa, kind of with my hand holding it like this, up through there, I was able to pry against kind of the actual exhaust piping, and it caught kind of on the lip there. I was able to get a little separation with one hand here, and then with the other hand, I actually snuck up by there and just kind of wedged it in place and just kind of worked its way over. Now I'm going to keep prying on it and try to slide that back down into place, but as you can tell, it looks like it's mostly in place. But from what I was reading on YouTube and stuff like that in the comments, people were having a hard time getting this in there. But the best thing I can see is just trying to use a crowbar, gently get yourself a little bit of room, and then just kind of wedge it in there. Bit of a pain, but again, I had to insert the plate in through here. You first think you can get up here, but there's not enough room to articulate it and kind of get it into place. So I came in here and just attempted to basically slide it in this way, and now I'm going to push it in that way. Okay, as you can see, a little more prying, and I was then able to, with one hand and the crowbar prying in here, just kind of force it down into place. You can see it looks like it's basically where it needs to be. The gasket looks like it's on that side of it, then the block-off plate, and then the lower flange. So I hope that's all right. I'm gonna throw the nuts back on here and start working on the other side. Okay, over here on the passenger side, you can see I've already got the nuts off. I know it talks about just being able to leave them on, but I'm trying to get as much throw as I can to just easily slide the stuff in there. And this doesn't look like it's about to fall apart because, like I said before, it's a hard line to a hard line with a gasket. Nothing's really willing to give, so you're kind of just prying stuff apart, trying to get a little bit of room so you can slide this thing in. So on this side, trusty dusty crowbar again. This is the yellow one, just the other side. I kind of came in, I believe it was like this. Sorry again. And without trying to get those brake lines involved, I was able to kind of pry it from this angle. So as you can see, I was able to get a little bit of a gap and get that in there. And now I'm just essentially gonna, try to work the crowbar back and forth, and with my other hand, just keep trying to slide that in and down into place. So as you can see, kind of got the passenger side plate in. I did end up loosening this. This is just a little clip right on there. And I took the yellow side of the crowbar again, kind of came up like that. Right up there, kind of grabs the lower lip of the flanges. And I was able to keep kind of prying like that while sticking my other hand up here with the plate and sliding it in place. It gave me just enough room to get it in where it's at right now. I'm gonna get back at it. Again, prying and kind of trying to force it in with the other hand. So that method worked up at the top there, but it wasn't going in on this bottom part, like right there. Like I could still kind of see where it needed to slide in place. So what it is, I took my crowbar, I went up see if you can see the hard line behind it. Yeah, kind of that corrugated hard line. I put the forks of this crowbar on it and just kind of leaned into it and pushed. That gave me enough relief that I could then with my other hand slide it into place. It looks like it's poking out just a scotch. I might just tap it in a little bit more before I put the nuts all on, but for the most part, it's there. So, got everything done, wiring harnesses on. Got the ignition in the on position. Just checking this out. Codes found, none. Okay. Well, let's just make sure. Read codes. Stored codes. No codes are stored. Pending codes. No pending codes. Exit. Yes, I want to exit. Whatever. Anyway, I'll shut that off. Unplug it. Now my truck has been, I think it was 2442 P2442. Sweet. Well, that pretty much concludes this. I hope my tips on this bypass worked for you, because it took me a while. I did some searching online. I didn't really find anything that really gave me a whole lot of guidance, and I just ended up grabbing a crowbar and just prying at it and trying. So anyway, I hope these little tips helped you out. It's time to clean up, but anyway, good luck. Let me know if this helped you out too.